I work for Democracy Now! It's a national independent news organization based out of New York. We're on television, radio, and satellite. We're here covering the RNC. We were in Denver last week covering the DNC. I was with one of my colleagues, Sharif Abdel-Qaddous. We were in our office, which is located with the St. Paul Neighborhood Network, where we're broadcasting this week. We saw some riot cops out on the street. We wanted to know what was going on. At that point, we didn't see any crowd activity. We just saw the riot cops sort of putting on, they were putting on masks and obviously getting ready for some sort of action. So we grabbed our equipment and ran out the door. Unsafe conditions with, officers on horseback coming right up to, several people who were on the ground with their friends screaming that, they needed medical attention because they'd been tear gassed, I think. The cops came right up to them, and at that point I ran across the street because they were too close to me, and it didn't feel safe. And that's when I got into the parking lot. So I'm not exactly sure where it was. When they brought us up to do the bookings, I guess I saw two of my colleagues, Elizabeth Press and Mike Burke, on the street, and I started asking the officer next to me, and I said, "These are my colleagues. I'd like to release this camera to them. It's our mutual property." And after some attempts at that and trying to get various cops' attention, they eventually let me release the camera back to my colleagues. I want to confirm with them that the tape wasn't taken, because at this point I'm not sure that it was or if it wasn't. When I was brought over in the van, there were 9 of us in the van, including Amy at that point. Amy Goodman was the first person brought off the van, and after I saw her get off the van and go in through the double doors, I lost sight of her, didn't see her again. But the other girls on the van did end up in the same cell with me, as well as some other people. I was charged with a rioting felony, or something about to riot felony. They said if you're more than 3, you can be charged with, with rioting or planning to riot. I was not planning to riot. I cannot say if anyone there was planning to riot, but everything looked peaceful as far as I could see. Eventually they brought me out of the cell. I was being held it was 9 paces by 11 paces. There were about 17 of us in there. The air was pretty thick with pepper spray. Some of the girls had their shirts fairly soaked. Eventually they brought me out of there, and I got to speak with these 2 guys in another room. Two lawyers came in, Bruce Nestor, and I have his name here. I'm forgetting it. His name's Ted Dooley. One of our senior producers, Sharif Abdel-Qaddous, they've told me that he's also going to be released.